EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and University of Phoenix Stadium here in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone!
On 2nd down, here's Rosen. Dancing to his left. There's the first NFL catch for the former Aggie Christian Kirk. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one's maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Swearinger. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
After the interception, here's Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And right away, he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And not the clean start that we had envisioned. You thought this would be a pretty crisp game, but a turnover for a turnover.
Yeah, so much for scripting. Because if teams are doing that, things aren't going according to plan. Maybe it's a case of nerves. Maybe it's a case of, too much energy right now. Let's see if both teams can get settled in and start to play good ball.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Rosen being chased out left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Redskins making their way out. Last year, a fairly quiet 7-9. Now, the big change, of course, for 2018 here, exit Kirk Cousins, enter Alex Smith at quarterback. What does that change?
The change is that you have a quarterback who takes care of the football in a big way, but still can deliver it downfield. Alex Smith has such a reputation for being careful that it's overblown. He will take the shot downfield. If receivers shake free, get open, he'll deliver it. The other part of that, they get an offensive line. If they can get health there and have consistency up front, that offense can move, and that's what they're going to need to do if they want to compete in the NFC East.
Smith on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown.
just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. And here come the Redskins now. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Fresh off the pick six, it's Smith. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Richardson. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
On first down, this is Geis. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Throwing is Smith. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing on third down, Smith. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, that kind of catch is supposed to pay off with at least a first down, isn't it?
Instead, he'll just add it to his highlight reel, but they don't pick up the first.
Yeah, he gets the yardage, he gets the catch, but now they have a decision to make.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. David Johnson here on the catch. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard.
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be second down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. On second down, Johnson. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, that extra emphasis on it, got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2.
Here we go now. Boom,
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And some space here. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, 65 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. And Charles, after an injury-plagued season a year ago, nice to see him get back into the end zone here in week 1.
You know as well as I do, chomping at the bit. I mean, all off season, wanting to get back in form, get back on the field, show that production that he had previously, and getting into the end zone, that's a big statement for him.
It's going to be just like a breath of fresh air. Like, here we go. Last year behind me. Let's move forward.
Good point. Shed it and move on.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And this is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
After the interception, here's Rosen. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Ryan Kerrigan able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Rosen. And he finds his man. That's Butler. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well for him.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And it is now 21-0. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. But not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Hey, on. 15. Liz, on. Hey, back up. Safety green. Motion.
Here's Smith now on second down. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. He's got a man. Andre Reed complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Leopard!
Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Now a handoff. Johnson. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. As David Johnson works his way back from the wrist injury, what are the hesitations, the cautions for him?
Well, number one, you want to make sure he's got full strength in the wrist because he's going to carry the football an awful lot, so ball security is important. And you definitely want to make sure there's flexibility there because he's been such a great pass catcher in the past. You want to make sure he gets back to being able to do that as well.
Now it's Rosen. Caught. Right side. Gresham. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
And Johnson on an island by himself in the backfield. 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Watch it now, Barney!
They give it to him running left. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
All right, here we go. No. Check Patriot. Blue 90. Check 15. Check 15. Leopard.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. Rosen. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Ryan Kerrigan in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. On to try the field goal now, Phil Dawson. And Dawson's kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hand.
Go to the playmakers.
Hey, on.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Off to Geis on the screen. And there, and it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried? Or
The latter. I like what you said there because recall. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get in a contest.
2011, wasn't it, Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. It's them with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Finding room to the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals add on. Dawson tacks on the point after. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. So out now come the Redskins. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if Bobby kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this.
Let's go. Let's go, 15.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. To throw is Smith. Caught on the right side, Reed. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Smith. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Geno Atkins busting through to get him for a loss of 6. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Redskins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. 3rd down, here's Geis. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return is Peterson. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They go to Johnson again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. Detroit! Here's Rosen to throw. And he's got Fitzgerald. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
And that one results in 35 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They come out here in the eye.
Here we go. Okay, watch the ball. Watch it now, Barney. Leopard.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. And Dawson's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Back to the air, Smith on second down. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. First catch for the Redskins, leader in the receiving yardage category a year ago. Good for a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On first down, Smith. Now they go screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10.
Got 3. Orange, orange, orange. Here we go. I got 29.
Looking to throw on second down. Smith. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
To throw on third down, Smith. Now he'll got it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Smith now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Switch, switch, switch. Watch out.
On the handoff, it's Geis. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Geno Atkins in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's second and 20. Smith looking to throw on second down. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Out of the gun, Smith. Out to the left, it's complete to Dodson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold it a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Second and 10, it's Rosen again. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 17. Off the play fake. Here's Rosen. He's going to fire this thing deep right. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Rosen on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zach Brown not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. Rosen off the play action. Going up top. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Lucky 56. Gone. All right, now, lucky 56.
3rd and long here for Rosen. Hard throw, incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. Here's Andy Lee now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Hey, on. We got three, fellas. We got three.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. He swallowed him up. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Gun! Here we go!
Oh, Rosen's going to throw it. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. This run defense was a weakness last year toward the bottom of the league, and early returns not good here this year.
And that's too bad, because you and I both know that when you have something that's a weakness from your team the year before, you spend a lot of time out in the offseason, whether it's personnel, adjustments in scheme, all of those things. So that's got to be disheartening to start off the season this way.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
One last throw here for Smith. Now a desperation throw, deep depth. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And Partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the fly over the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Cardinals, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on